Hello and welcome back to Pandemic Playground with Dave. So, as we saw in the last episode, we completely destroyed our crane, but we haven't seen the wreckage just yet. So let's just get started with that. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, we've got some clay. Right, so Clang paid a bit of a visit to our crane system here as we were making the modular tool system with the advanced rotor connecting to the crane arm. Probably should have released the merge here before I attached it. That would have been ideal, but I didn't do that, of course, because that's just the way I do things for whatever reasons. So we completely broke our crane system, and I honestly don't even know what happened to the rest of the pieces here. So I also realized I didn't pick up any of my tools, which is like my backpack and everything like that. Well, it was actually pretty much across the crevice here, so I wouldn't be able to get it anyway. So loss of materials, loss of tools. Gonna have to recreate them if I can, or just start with the basic tools, which is gonna really suck because they're a bit too slow for my needs. But yeah, crane's gone. We have a bigger hole here that we didn't want to begin with. I mean, we still got some parts left here, which is the piston and the hinges and some of the systems here, like the welder system there. But importantly, these holes are getting bigger and bigger, and it's similar to kind of Armageddon, just a little bit less. So let's hope we don't make any more holes. So again, the piece that my body was in, where the cockpit was, or the control seat is, or so, I don't recall, but looking back at the video, I believe it flew across the platform here, over the crevice, and landed on, I think, that mountain right in front of us. The weird thing is that I don't see any parts there, and that's probably because it all got destroyed. But the thing is, I can't even see scraps from this far anyways. Kind of figured that out. But the crazy part is, I was able to find the base of the rover, or the crane, and that actually flew far right from the looking at the house. Somewhere around here, and of course it created more little holes that we don't want or needed in this land here. So that was, I guess, fun. So I'm not exactly sure where it went. So okay, so I think this is the hole right here. Yep, this is the hole right here, and this here is the base of it, which is, looks like it's flipped upside down. So, interesting part is that it only has 5 wheels, and the system had 8 wheels. The good news is the battery is still intact, so I could potentially use that in the future. And I don't know if the parts are here. Nope, we lost all the containers, so we lost any parts that were stuck, that was in the cargo containers on a piece that flew across the crevice. So that sucks. More pieces that are lost, and more materials that are lost. So, which is okay. Not much we can do about it. But for now, we're gonna make some tools, and eventually find some time to recreate the crane system. Maybe not create a modular system. And if I did create a modular system, I'm probably going to go with what I did with the experiment of making a modular system with some projectors, which is a little bit safer than having Clang visit with the modular systems that we played around with earlier in the last episode. Ideally, we should really set some goals for each video or each session. We need to really plan some things out a little bit better. So, like this house, it's never going to be done because we lost our crane system. I don't really care to build a new crane system today, but I will find some time to do so in the future because we do want to finish the home. And of course, have those things to kind of fix the rest of it. And of course, we're probably going to run out of materials sooner or later, but I think we're going to probably get rid of that piece of equipment there, which is the boom arm or cherry picker. So we haven't really used it anymore since we used it to build a house. Or did I even use it to build a house? I can't even remember. Probably did. But let me get my tools that I created not too long ago. But it's good news is that I can make the proficient grinder and welder. That's pretty good. That's not too bad. And also make the drill, which we're not going to carry the drill today, which is fine. But what are we going to do today? I think today, what we can do is, if we have enough materials, I hope we do, and we can start building out this kind of bridge system across. Because I really want to know what is in that UVSR beacon. This is what, episode 17, and we haven't even made it across yet anyway. So let's attempt to do that. The worst part about this is that it's quite a distance to walk to get materials, so I am going to see if I can load up this guy with steel plates for the most part, or multiple materials actually. So we can do, we're gonna definitely need, well, we definitely could have used the crane system to weld up a bridge system. So it's unfortunate that we don't have anything like that anymore, but oh wells. What are we gonna do? We're gonna load up like 200, let's just say 500 of these guys, 500 of these guys. We should have more motors, that's fine. I'm gonna load up 100 of the large steel tubes, some small steel tubes, probably just basics. So we gotta need, I don't even think we need girdles, but we'll just load up 100. And what else? What else can we possibly use? Computers, just in case. I think we have kind of the basic stuff, which is perfectly fine. And we can, oop, didn't need to get out. And then we can just pretty much disconnect from this thing here. And uncharge, and we can move our vehicle. So we'll just leave the hatch open for the front door, and we're just gonna travel here so we can at least grab stuff a little quicker this way, so we can start building out this bridge. And I think I want to build a bridge. I did say probably episode 1 or 2, and we're gonna start somewhere around here, and we're gonna build it across to that tree line there. So maybe this right here with this little bit of a hill is the good idea right there. It's a good starting point because it's a bit of a hill itself. So I just gotta bring this guy a little bit closer so we can just start grabbing steel plates from there, or whatever materials we need. And hopefully this thing stops, which it's not stopping whatsoever. Okay, so that didn't really work out. Alright, so we're gonna leave this here. I think that's gonna be okay. We should have just backed it up so we can face the connector or connector porthole here, so we can start building it out. So we could easily build that one with light armor blocks, or we could build one with half blocks, or we could build with catwalks. I think the cheapest way to do it would be half armor blocks, which would be these guys here, which is only 12 steel plates versus 25. What about catwalks? Catwalks, let's just say these guys. So that requires 20 interior plates, 5 construction, 20 tubes. Nope, not worth it. Okay, half steel blocks, or half light armor blocks seem to be the best way to go. And what I do want to do is connect it with hinges. And why I want to do that is just so we can get a nice kind of angle if we needed to. Because if we do it straight this way, we're likely not gonna hit the platform across perfect, so it might need to be angled just a tiny bit. So I think what we would want to do is throw some just light armor blocks right here, potentially. I'm trying to line this up kind of better there. So we can line a few here. So we can build this. Let's say, let's see. We want odd numbers. So 1, 2, 3. Do we want to build 9 across? Well, I guess we could do maybe more than that. So maybe 13 across would be ideal. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Right? So that way, yeah, we can start up a decent kind of bridge system there. And the point about the hinges, we need to put that in a second, but we can add a bit of a ramp system here, like so. So we just add these light armor slope blocks right here, so then we can easily drive across using any rover, I would think. And if we get to this point, we can use the tips here. So I think only that piece has the use of a tip. Everything else is fine. Okay, so we could drive here, and then the bridge system will be pretty much here. And if we are using the hinge system, the biggest point here is where am I going to put the hinge? Did I put it this way? And we need to put multiple ones, right? So if I put it this way, and I put one here, and put one here, that might be more than enough to hold it. A third one would be probably better. But if I put a third one, or actually, you know what? I was thinking I need one right here in the middle, but then if I did that, I wouldn't have a platform to kind of cross when this thing needs to go up. So, right here itself, it looks like a bad idea because it's going to leave either a gap or won't be able to rotate the hinges too much. But let's see what happens. We're going to throw them here and here. And what we need to do is kind of weld these guys together, but we just need to get rid of some of these parts here because we're going to connect that all together soon using one. Alright, so let's grab our parts for hinges and weld it up, and let's see how that goes. Alright, all said and done, we have one hinge working right here, and we're going to add the heads to these soon, but we just need to throw in some of these half armor blocks, and we're looking to be this way. More vertical. Oh, it added a battery. So that didn't have to slope down like that. Okay, so we definitely need to add a battery here. So that I don't have, so I gotta kind of travel back and grab. I think we can add maybe a battery here, or if not, no, a battery's fine. It's not gonna take too much out of it. So batteries will take a bit of time to gather because it does require a lot of parts, and I gotta run back and forth to kind of get it unless I use a rover. So let me just take care of that and be right back. Alright, battery's all set. We just have one battery. You could probably do some turbines later on here, or solar panels. Either one will be okay. And what we can do is we gotta kind of fix this guy now because it's sloped down a bit. Can I even put a block here? No, I can't even put a block here now. That sucks. Okay, so it's likely hinge 1. Where it's angled at 45. Let's angle at 0. Can we put it at 0? 0, 0. Where's my 0? Okay. So we should have it go to 0. If it works. There we go. Okay. That should be fine. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so let's put the half armor block this way, and then we're just gonna have to go this way all the way to the other hinges right there. And of course we need to add the hinge parts right there. Oh, that's not where I wanted it. Right here and right here. I don't know why I can't build one there right now. Looks like we can't build one there for some reason. Likely because of the ground. This one looks like I can't build one here either. Huh. That's not that great. So we'll figure that out once we angle it up a bit. I think it's the ground, to be honest. If I put it here, yeah, we're touching the ground, so it's not letting me do it. So I just gotta angle it upwards so that we can get it to work. So we can at least attach whatever we can. So let's just attach, and then we'll bring this. Nope, gotta go negative here. Now we can add the part there. It looks like we can't do it because of the ground. I mean, we could drill it out a little bit if we want to do it, or do it based on merge blocks. Alright, so we're gonna see if 2 holds out pretty well. If not, we'll attach the other ones here somehow instead. I think we could just drill out some of the portions of the ground, or we just do a merge block version of it by removing them and then putting them back on. So having it this way, I just gotta solve the problem of having it kind of straightened out over here. So can we add light armor blocks here? So it looks like the ground is an issue where we're not able to put it here. So I should have made it a little taller. But if we can add maybe catwalks here, that works okay too. So I think we're gonna have to do that to fill in the gaps, and hopefully we can still kind of maneuver it up and down a little bit more. I don't think we have too much parts for this. Let's see if we do, then we can at least put in a framework. Yeah, we have some. So we can put in the framework here and here, just to kind of see if this is gonna work out okay. Okay, so we have the framework there, and this is where we can kind of drive over it. The problem is to see if we can maneuver these things here. So actually, let me get these guys into a hinge group. Yeah, not very creative with that, but it is what it is. And we can maneuver. Okay, so it is going to be a bit of a problem because I can't move it up and down from here. So I think I would have had to kind of make it a little higher, or a bit of a ramp system also here to kind of get that going. So what can I do? So it looks like we got to put on the outside. So the hinge got to be on the outside, and if anything, it might need to be a little bit on the taller side too. So let's just get rid of these guys. And when I mean outside, I'm thinking to put it on the sides of this platform, but it's still going to cause a bit of an issue where it might not be able to move too well. So do we need to make it a little higher? That may be the case, maybe not, I'm not sure. So we need to put kind of the hinges on the outside here and see if that's going to kind of maneuver it a little bit. Actually, it's going to be very similar, where we're probably not going to be able to move much of it at all, actually. So if I were to do, well, not this way. Let's just for an example, put it here. And I think, let's go this way. If we put this one here, and we put in the half block here, it's going to be the same problem, I believe. Right, as we're gonna have, it looks like we already have issues because the ground, so we definitely need to make this taller, I think. So let's just see, for example, either way I can't build the ground, build it because the ground's too low, so that's an issue. Yeah, so this is stuck regardless, so that sucks. How are we gonna do this? So we can build it a little taller, so that means we can get rid of this here. And we technically don't even need to create this ramp, because we could just build it back some more. So we can just do this a bit. And it kind of creates a nice little ramp system here. Perfect kind of smooth portion of it that connects to the ground. So we don't have to put a ramp system. And that looks like that is perfect. The only thing is over here We just need to stretch it out a little bit more, not by much, and this side too. So now we have a nice kind of flat surface, not really flat, but it's close. Shoot. So if I make a hinge system a little higher, we still gotta fill in the gap a bit, right? Or do we create a ramp system towards it? So do we mimic the what ramp we have over there instead? Where we had the hinges right in here. So I'm just gonna put one here, for example. That's a little too low to ground actually. Let's put it towards the edge here some more. So it's a little higher off the ground. So I think that works a little bit better. Let's just say that. So we're gonna do, let's put one here. And we could put one all the way on the other edge too. So gonna have to kind of calculate that all out now. So doing this with the half blocks doesn't seem to work out too well. But using catwalks worked out pretty well, but it's a little more expensive in terms of resources. We have the resources, but I'm just saying it's just a little more expensive to do it. But let's see here. So if we do the slope block, not slope, the half blocks here, and we do it across like so, as much as we can, will we still get that kind of stuck portion out of it? I think so. This is the exact same test we just did before, so let's see. Yeah, it gets stuck. Okay, I see why. Because of, you know, the width of it, so that's always going to be an issue that way. So what we should do is, yeah, I guess we can go with the catwalks then, or whichever one works better. Do we want to use the graded catwalk as a bridge? It does require girders, so that's always not as easy to come by, but we don't need interior plates. There's kind of a trade-off here. I do like the graded catwalks a little bit more for a bridge, but it does look pretty cool having it exposed with some kind of you know, hole-ish portion to it. So that's kind of cool. And it looks like we have a problem because we can't even attach this to the hinge now for some reason. And I think actually we had a bit of a thing here. And I think it was this guy, so that we can attach a catwalk on the top and this thing can freely move a bit. So let's see if that is the case. I think it was the case when we built the other one for our ramp system. So then that way we can put that there. And okay, a nice smooth little surface like we have in the one on our base. I think this is going to do it. So it is going to require a little more parts, but it should be alright. Let's see. Yeah, now we can kind of move this kind of freely, except for up all the way for some reason. We can't go up all the way. Oh, of course, we can't go up all the way because my upper limit's set at 0. So that's my bit of a problem there. So we set it to 90. Yep, we're good. We are good. Okay, so we can definitely do it that way. So let's just set this back to 0 and put velocity to 0 and then fix that. Okay, so I think we're good. We're gonna use catwalks, and we are likely going to weld it up for the bridge system. It would probably hold a lot better just in case. If I leave like this, it would cost a lot less materials, which is ideal, but you do run the risk that it's gonna break, and guess what, we're just gonna end up in a crevice down there, so that's not fun. So we can easily transfer over to here. We gotta build this one up as well, right there. And we took out the part for the time being because we're gonna add the part over there in a second. So let's just add this here. There we go. All right, so we're gonna add the half slope block right there, as we had in the other one. And hopefully we have enough room to add the part onto it. So I gotta do it from the top, unfortunately. And we should be able to add the part right there and attach it. And perfect. So we are in. I think 2 hinges would be more than enough so I can maneuver this whole big thing. I could be wrong. So I'm not sure how that's gonna go. And when I'm looking at straight ahead of us, I do see we might run into some issues where it's not gonna be flat. So hopefully this will be a little high enough, but we can make a ramp on the other side if we have to. So this bridge system can be kind of sloping upwards a little bit, so it's not terrible. So from here we can actually, you know what, save on parts. And I didn't even think about this. We could just do a combination of catwalks and half steel blocks actually. So now we can actually put a half steel block on here. So we don't have to put it on top, obviously. We can just put it on the bottom. I think we just gotta stretch it out a little bit more before we do that. Or we can start putting it on some pieces. Actually no, we're gonna have to put it one more catwalk and then we should be able to build it from there. So let's just put these guys straight across. I do hope that 2 hinges will hold, but if not, we can always add some more. Easily doing it by the same way we just did before, just by attaching the hinge parts onto the hinge system, and it should work out pretty well. But as I mentioned before, we just do a combination and save on parts and materials. So we could do half slope blocks this way. Here we're gonna work from the top here and then move them across to the side. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky because once we're above the crevice, you have to be very kind of careful when you put it onto the side like I just did it before, or I might just fall down into the little crevice. I won't be able to get my my tools back. So that's always the tricky part. So this is actually going to take some time to build out and to get through. So let me just get that done. Another option we can do instead of me doing this way, which is a little more scary, would actually be to use a projector and project at least a line or two of the half armor blocks here, or half light blocks here, and then just keep moving it forward just a tad every time we need to. So I might do that in a second as much as I can. I'm just gonna build out this just a little bit further, and then we can kind of use that practice. So I think if I built out line by line, we should be okay. Let's see. Can I even... Yeah, I can probably blueprint the half light armor blocks that are not welded just yet. So we can blueprint it, put on a projector, and start welding them, I believe. Actually, I haven't really tried doing something like that. So let's just see how that works. Alright, so we have 20 across. And what we're gonna do is kind of like grab this guy, drop that, and put it as a blueprint. And I guess we just rename it to a strip of blocks. And I'll put it up in the workshop. No, I'm just kidding. We don't need that in the workshop whatsoever. I don't know why it's floating. It's probably counting as a grid because it was stuck on the ground before. But I'm just gonna grind these guys down because I need these parts anyways. So that should do it. Projector. How much is that gonna cost me? Projector is gonna cost me some motors. I think we have everything here that we need in the Rover, so we'll be okay. Let's put the projector right out here because it's attached to the hinges here. My biggest problem is I never knew which is the front of the projector. I'm assuming I just pulled it out and it's going to be right there for whatever reasons. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm likely wrong, but I always can't figure out which direction is the forward direction for the projectors. So then I always got to mess around with all the yaw, pitch, rolls, and all that stuff because I just, for whatever life of me, I can't figure it out. But I'm sure there's some kind of pattern to it that will show you which way is the front. I haven't noticed it yet. I haven't looked it up either. So feel free to let me know if you know specifically what that pattern is, or which is the front, which is the top, you know. So we don't have to constantly mess with the projections, angles, and everything like that. So, all right, so we have a projector. We can probably project something. So we go to... Alright, so this is not going to work. We definitely need some kind of control block or cockpit or whatever. I think we're just going to use a little bit of a button on here. And we just paste it there. And we should be good to go. Alright, so we got a little button here. We can go to a projector. Blueprint. We're looking for our half block here. Strip a half block. And I definitely got the positioning of the projector completely wrong, as I see the projection here. So let's push it forward. Oh, where did it go? So forward is down. So, huh, interesting. Let's just flip this first. So that's not flipping it. Okay, I think I got it. Flipped. Not really. There, I think I got it. Okay. So because I positioned the projector all wrong, I had to kind of maneuver it a little bit better to get it here. So it's projecting here, so can I weld it? If I had steel plates, maybe? Okay, let's try it again. So we got those steel plates, and the projecting against this here. So can I weld it? Oh, I could. Oh, perfect. I can definitely weld this. So this is going to be a little bit quicker than I thought in terms of getting it placed. Oh. So that's where I gotta be careful not to do when we're building it out a little bit more, because I'm gonna end up falling into the crevice, and that's not going to be fun. Okay, so we gotta kind of slowly do this and just build it out here. Okay, so that's not too bad. So we just gotta make sure we don't kind of fall in the hole, and then later on we'll probably just create some kind of quick little rover and then weld up the rest of this bridge. But let's see how far we can get with this. So it looks like we just constantly have to get in here. I mean, I could build a system with a piston to kind of weld it as we build it forward, and I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I could do that with a strip currently. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, I should have kept the projection on. So that's a bit of a mishap there. So for whatever reasons, this decided to not work anymore with the blueprint. So if I go to projector, blueprint, and the half block here, and go back to projector, I can't do anything. I'm not sure why. I was able to pull up a different blueprint. So let's just see if I could just redo this guy really quick. So this was down, forward, so we flip it this way. That the right angle? I'm hoping so. It looks like this strip going this way might tell us is it forward or backwards, but I don't know if it is backwards or not. So, maybe this is the icon here. So this might be the front or the back, I'm not sure. So let's kind of figure that out now. So put that here, and let's see if we can just put the blueprint back this time. I'm not sure what happened before. Okay, so we have... Okay, so it looks like this way's forward now? What? I am so confused by this. Okay, so if we do forward offset, if I'm right... No, we have the right offset for forward, so that's good. No, that makes sense because it's not in the middle, which is fine. So we gotta do a vertical offset, which would be too high right there. I think we're okay. And we gotta move it along a little bit to the left and right, so that'd be this way. So vertical offset should be no. Forward offset needs to go forward a bit. There, I think I got it. Yep, we got it there. We're missing a block here. So we gotta move it to the right just a tad. And that would be horizontal offset. I think that's good. Let's keep the projection on and show only buildable. So we can see from there. It looks like we're blocked short for some reason. We are a block short. Oh well, it's fine. Wait, we were in a block short before, so I'm not sure what that deal is, but it's okay. So we just weld these guys up really quickly this way. And then... oh wait. I'm one block off to the right. And this showed only buildables. That's why we're one block off. Makes sense. So this should be 11. Okay. Right? So we should have one at the end here. Yes, we do. So we put that on, and then we can move this forward, hopefully. So we can do... I think we have it as -4. Yep. So we are a little bit backwards. So this is the front. This is the back. Maybe. But I think this is going to be the best way to do this so that we can not waste too much parts or materials. But it is wasting more materials because once you start welding it, it's gonna start dwindling down the steel blocks or steel plates that I have in my inventory. So even a quick weld like this, actually no, the quick weld, it just uses one, so it's fine. But if I hold it, that's where it gets a little bit tricky, where it actually fills up all of the steel plates that I kind of need in my inventory. But eventually I'm gonna have to weld this all up anyways, so not a big deal in that case. But yeah, so I think this is the best way to do it, and what we need to do is kind of keep going until we finish all the way over there. So that is gonna take a bit of time to do. So I'm gonna just keep on trucking and get this done. And I was hoping I could just click to just get one in there, but it looks like it's not too bad. Just skips a little bit, and we have a little bit mishap. So it's not as quick as I thought it would be, to be honest. So that's, I mean, it's not that bad. Another idea here is to use a piston system. I could have just done that actually. Instead of making a big bridge, I could have just made a kind of a piston traveling system or platform where I can use this to travel across. That might be an idea for later on. So, but in this way, at least we have a bridge to go across. Then we could think about making something a little more sophisticated. But I think what I really want to do is make this a little faster. So I'm gonna make a strip where I can go and project it forward, at least 3 wide, I want to say. So I can at least walk there and start building out to the sides later. So that might be the idea, because this is going to take a little bit of a long time to do, doing it this way. Alright, so now we have a 20 by 3 half blocks here that we can project, and we'll grind this down a little bit later. So I just want to make a thinner bridge for now so we can at least get some things going towards the front over there. Let's just get this thing into a new blueprint. So there we go. And what we want to do, we probably want to offset the forward a bit more. Where is it? I don't know where the projection went, to be honest. That was kind of weird. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's the 3. I have it set this way, which is the way I want it to be set if I was building it on the wide side. So we need to roll this around or pitch it. Pitch. Okay, it's pitching. And I can set this forward. So we have the projection going straight this way, and we can keep moving it forward. And I think eventually we have to build another one soon or later to get this kind of rolling. So, there's a bit of a delay when I'm welding it together. That's the biggest problem. I could probably snap on a bit of a welding system onto the Rover there and kind of build it out if I wanted to. And weld it together. Look, this is so weird. Bit of a delay. I might as well just walk straight this way. It's gonna really take a long time to do, but I think if I had a Rover to kind of do this, we should be okay. If I wanted to do a Rover system, probably can use this guy here because it has storage. I'll just extend the front with some welders pointing down, and I think, I mean, it is a little sketchy running on a 3 wide platform, but I think this Rover can handle it. So I think I might just do that so we can at least get this going as much forward as possible. Because this project is definitely going to take some time to get by. So, let's see how I can attach some welders onto this thing really quickly. Alright, so we built somewhat of a wacky contraption here. And it's going to help me weld up this 3-width platform. I did forget one in the middle, so that's a bit of an issue. So I think I need to connect it somehow to add one right down the middle because it's not catching the one in the middle of the 3 wide. And if I'm gonna get smart with it, I probably should make it a little bit wider because this barely fits, or the platform barely fits the Rover width-wise. So what I did here is basically add in the back, because the first one I did completely forgot that the small little portholes cannot transfer steel plates to a welder. So I used the larger portholes from the cargo in the back to create these tubes, and I made it up one just a bit with the conveyor frame there, and then extend it to the front. Which I need a welder right down the middle as well so I can weld it forward. And I put it as on a hinge to make it a bit of an angle so it looks so I can weld up forward in front of us a little bit better. And what happened here, my bridge decided to slope down a bit because of the weight of everything with the Rover on it, and we're also welding it, so it just kind of dropped. So I think what I might want to do eventually is, of course, add more hinges on here, which we don't necessarily need. We can easily increase the torque a bit, so that should take care of that for the most part. So we can just do velocity 1, or it probably just fell because of the weight, but we can always increase the torque to keep it up. And we can also add some supports down on the bottom here, meaning we can just use some scaffolding for now. We can just place some of these things down the side just to kind of hold the weight of it for now. Yeah, like so. And then we can do it on both sides. And then, well, the projection thing works out pretty well. Okay, I can't reach that. We can put it here. So the projecting thing kind of works out pretty well with the Rover. Having the Rover next to it, it is making, it is welding it together. So we got as far as here until it started kind of dropping down. I was getting a little scared of how much it's going to drop. So we got a long way to go. So we're going to have to figure out to increase, we got to increase the platform a bit. So we should put probably a 6 wide one for now, or maybe or a 5 wide one, and we're gonna edit the Rover just a bit. Just add a welder right down the middle, which I think I can easily do. Actually, let me just do that really quickly right now. All right, so here we go. So I pretty much edited it so we can extend it. Well, initially I had to redo the hinges because the length of it was hitting the mouth of this door here, And it looks like I won't be able to close this either unless I do reverse from my hinges here. So I think, yeah, once I open this up, then I can shut the door. But I will leave it as that for now. But we extended forward by 1 frame and then added the conveyor junction boxes here and then added the welder right towards the middle. I mean, these could have been 2s, but we'll leave it as that for now. But now we can weld up in a straight line without any issues. And view-wise, we probably can't see anything, but we're probably going to see it on a third-person view anyways. So that should be okay. So we definitely need to add a longer, bigger block projection. Then we could weld up this big boy, have that big boy weld up the rest of it. And we should reach the other side. Hopefully. And as always, if you made it this far into the video, hit that thumbs up, like the video. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell to be alerted of upcoming videos. I always enjoy reading your comments, so feel free to drop one right below. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.